Many haven't been to a Christmas celebration since 2019. The Diocese of Brooklyn's new Bishop, Robert Brennan, joins us now to talk about the Omicron outbreak. And Bishop Brennan, with the Omicron variant spreading throughout the city, we're hearing of different places shutting down, like Broadway shows and sporting events. Are you concerned we could get to the point where churches will have to shut down again?
Not really. I don't think we need to go there. I think we're in a very different place than we were in the spring of 2020. We know a lot more about COVID, and we know how we can mitigate some of those concerns. Many people are vaccinated. In fact, New York City has one of the highest vaccination rates in the country. People have been wearing masks. People have been terrific, showing concern for one another. We've instilled all kinds of safety protocols. People have been following them. And obviously, individuals have to make choices based on their own health and circumstances. But in terms of shutting down, I don't see that as a reality.
All right, Christmas is just days away, and a lot of parishioners are still concerned about going to Mass. What are some of the safety protocols we have in our churches?
Well, as you know, in New York State, everyone is asked to wear masks indoors, and we've been encouraging that all along. So we're asking everybody, whether they're vaccinated or not, to wear masks. We don't use physical contact during the sign of peace. We haven't been using holy water. We're only offering communion under the one species. And I think most important is we fostered a sense of looking out for one another, trying to be respectful.
Now, there's no dispensation from our Mass obligation, but what about the elderly and the sick?
Well, the church has always taught that you don't need a dispensation, that if you're sick, first of all, you're excused, you're exempted. The church has always taught that, that if you're ill, you're exempt. The same goes if you're caring for somebody who is ill, or if your health is frail, like if going to Mass would put you in danger, or if you have a reasonable fear, then you are excused. You don't need the dispensation to do that. So, we ask people to make prudent decisions based on their own health, the health of the people around them, and the needs that are there. The other thing is that the threshold is lower. In the old days, people might have said, if you have a cough or a cold, deal with it and and then take the rest of the day off. Well, with COVID, we can't do that. So the threshold is a little bit lower. So something you may have mustered up the strength and gotten yourself out for in the past, you shouldn't be doing now.
Right, because nobody wants to sit next to somebody in the pew that's coughing or sneezing.
Exactly, and you may not know what you have. And that goes for the flu as well.
Right, absolutely. So it's another winter. We're dealing with COVID. People may not be getting together with their family and friends like they used to. So how do we keep the faith during what could be a very lonely time for some people?
Well, for something like this, in terms of faith itself, it's great that we have Net TV, that people can share with us in prayer. It's not the same as going to Mass, but it's at least a connection. But also, even when we were in that point, with the unknown and we had to shut down, the obligation to keep the Lord's Day was still there. And I was impressed by the way that so many families took on certain activities, whether it be gathering to watch the Mass, praying the rosary. And another thing is, you mentioned people feeling lonely, and that's a reality. I would encourage everyone to think of who they might be able to reach out, who might be able to use a phone call or a greeting, a little bit of extra attention, especially on a day like Christmas or those days around it. And these are great days for showing Christian charity, extreme Christian charity.
All right, Bishop Robert Brennan, thanks for joining us, and have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Christine Persichetti, anchor of Currents News. If you like what you saw, please hit the like button on this video. And if you want to see more content just like it, subscribe and click on the bell for notifications. Thanks for watching, because we are putting your faith in the news.